Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Corner. It is time once again for Tech Tip of the Day. Today's tip stems from a very long list of mistakes that I have made. Just stupid little things that I do all the time. So, the tip is to make sure you double check everything. Make sure you double check your work. Make sure you double check moving parts or electrical parts before you stick your finger in there. You better check and make sure everything's shut off. If you're doing residential work and you go to somebody's house and you go into a fenced backyard and they've got a dog or a cat or something like that back there, double check that you shut the gate, because I have been there. I'm the guy that has let out a cat or a dog before, and it is no fun. I can tell you from experience. It is no fun to be running up and down the street chasing a dog, screaming and yelling at it. You don't even know what his name is. It won't come back to you. And it's not even your damn dog. So that sucks. Double check, make sure you close the gate. But when you're working, always double check electricity. I mean, everybody says that, but half the techs out there don't do it. I mean, anytime I'm going to work on a unit of whatever kind, I don't care if it's a big rooftop unit or a little bitty residential unit, I always get my meter out, check for voltage, make sure everything's shut off like you're supposed to. But never, they always say never assume that it's shut off. I mean, it's true. I mean, you don't want to assume anything. So if I check it and then I turn around and I go do something else and I come back to it, I always check it again. I carry one of these handy dandy little things around. This is a voltage detector. This one here is made by Klein Tools. It's a lifesaver. It's actually saved me a couple of times. I actually saw somebody using this on Instagram and I said, man, I gotta have it. So I messaged the guy and he told me the model number and all that kind of stuff. So I found out where I could get one at. They're out there all over the place, but it is a voltage detector, a non-contact voltage detector. And this one also does happen to have an infrared thermometer in it as well. So awesome little tool, perfect for heating there, guys. But you can double check your power. Whenever you're working on something, you can make sure you're not going to hurt yourself. Because hell, we've all been shocked before. I mean, if you haven't been, then I don't know what you're working on. But I mean, most of us have shocked ourselves at one point in time. Or if a homeowner tells you that they shut the breaker off, don't ever trust the homeowner to shut the power off for you. I have a lot of screwdrivers out there. I have a drawer of them that they have touched voltage when they, screwdrivers are not made to do that. And you arc it against something, or you take a pair of side cuts and you go to cut a wire that's supposed to be dead, and then all of a sudden you have a pair of really big gauged wire strippers. And you know what? Manufacturers will not warranty that kind of thing. Imagine that. So, just to stay safe, make sure you double check all your electrical and power and everything like that. That's a big one. Make sure you double check your work. Whenever you're doing something, when you get it done, if you're replacing a motor, if you're putting in like a rescue motor or some kind of universal motor or something like that, blower motor, condenser fan motor, a lot of them are reversible. Make sure the damn thing's going the right direction before you leave. I've been on so many calls where guys have put a motor in, and then the next day somebody calls and said, this ain't working. Somebody just worked on it and it's broke. And you get there and the motor's turning the wrong direction. I don't care what kind of motor it is, whatever blower or fan it's on, it ain't gonna work like it's supposed to if it's spinning the wrong direction. So double check your work. Just go through everything, make sure it's nice, neat, and tidy. We already talked about that one, but just make sure you double check everything you're doing. Make sure it's right before you walk away. Whenever you're at a house or a business or some big commercial place, whatever it is, make sure you turn all the switches back on, turn everything back on like it's supposed to be, put everything back the way it was when you got there, that kind of thing. I used to work with a guy that was notorious for leaving disconnects out on air conditioners, on condensing units. He did a lot of maintenance work, so he'd go out, he'd clean the unit, he'd pull the disconnect out. For some reason, when he got done, he would never put the disconnect back in. And so, he'd go out and clean a unit, and somebody'd call back a couple hours later and say, somebody was just out here cleaning my unit, and now all of a sudden it doesn't work. And so you go back out there and the disconnect, the handle is sitting on top of the box. So make sure you turn everything back on. Like him, I finally told him, I said, you know what? Get a clip for your truck keys, for your service truck. So anytime you pull a disconnect out, take your car keys out of your truck keys out of your pocket and clip them to the disconnect. That way when you get to the truck and you can't find your keys and you can't start your truck, oh yeah, it's because the disconnect is unplugged. That's just one of those dumb little things, but man, it happens, which we have all forgotten forgot to turn something back on. We have all forgot to, turn a disconnect back on, whatever it is. I get it. Things like that happen. But we have to be really mindful that we don't do that on a repetitive kind of basis, because it's just a pain for everybody. So, no matter what you're doing, double check how you look before you walk into a house. Double check your work when you're done with it before you leave. Make sure everything's turned back on. Double check power always. Make sure you're not going to electrocute yourself. We don't need anybody, getting hurt or whatever out there. So it's for your own good. It's for your own safety and all that kind of stuff. So that's my tech tip of the day. Double check everything. As always, like, share, and subscribe as much as possible. You can follow me on Instagram at Andy's Corner 1. Make sure you leave comments or thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever you want to do. Just let me know what you think. Thank you and God bless.